Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel where I react to videos that I feel like watching at the time. A lot of you have been suggesting I react to certain musicians in the comments. I really appreciate those suggestions. I'm trying to work my way through the Patreon donations first, so those do take priority. That's the primary way I take song requests is through Patreon or the Coffee links. But I promise I'll try to get around to some of your reactions. I just have a busy schedule. I am back to folklore today though, because I need to finish this album, and I only have positive things to say so far. So far, it's been a lyrical force, and I'm yet to really find any flaws with it. So I have a long format video today in terms I want to watch the lead up to the song in the Pond Session Studios, or the Pond Studio Sessions. I've been getting a lot of suggestions to incorporate that in as well, so I get some of the meaning beforehand. One of my subscribers, Tall, was very, very gracious enough to get me the full video, because I know it was like only on Disney Plus. So I will be using that to react to today. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you've seen my videos before but you've yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. It helps a lot. Like this video, and let's jump in.
In folklore, there are a lot of songs that reference each other or lyrical parallels, and one of the ones that I like is the entire song, This Is Me Trying, then being referenced again in Mirrorball, which is, I've never been a natural, all I do is try.
Yeah, I remember that being an interesting one for you to actually put down. I remember you said it, and you did it, and you were like, should I say that?
I was like, is that too true? Is that? And I think with Mirrorball, sometimes when I'm writing to an instrumental track, I'll push play and I'll immediately see a scene set. And this was one of those cases where I just saw, lonely disco ball, twinkly lights, neon signs, people drinking beer by the bar, a couple of stragglers on the dance floor, just sort of a sad, moonlit, lonely experience in the middle of a town that you've never been. And I just was thinking, okay, so we have Mirrorballs in the middle of a dance floor because they reflect light, they are broken a million times, and that's what makes them so shiny. We have people like that in society too. They hang there, and every time they break.
So I really like the lead up to this already. She's taken an object that most everyone recognizes, and she's going to base a song around it. And obviously it's a metaphor, but yeah. So Mirror Pond may refer to, or Mirrorball may refer to a lot of things. Let's hear her breakdown again.
It entertains us.
Yeah.
And when you shine a light on them, it's this glittering, fantastic thing. But then a lot of the time when the spotlight isn't on them, they're just still there up on a pedestal, but nobody's watching them.
Well, it's a myth we love, and then we create it for people.
Yeah, it's the whole...
Like, do the broken thing, make it fun, now make it sad.
Yeah,
now make it cool, now make it sad.
Yeah, but when the light's off, be okay.
Yeah.
It was a metaphor for celebrity, but it's also a metaphor for so many people who have to feel... Like, everybody feels like they have to be on for certain people. You have to be different versions of yourself for different people, different versions at work, different versions around friends, different versions of yourself around different friends, different version of yourself around family, around, everybody has to be duplicitous, or feels that they have to, in some ways, be duplicitous. And that's part of the human experience, but it's also exhausting. And you kind of learn that every one of us has the ability to become a shapeshifter.
Totally.
But what does that do to us?
Yep.
And it also was the first time, and one of the only times that the time that we're living through was actually lyrically addressed. I think that, the pandemic and lockdown and all that
Addressing COVID
runs through this album like a thread, because it's an album that allows you to feel your feelings, and it's a product of isolation. It's a product of all this rumination on what...
Glad she's talking about this.
What we are as humans, blah, blah, blah. But this is the first time in the bridge saying they called off the circus, burned the disco down, when they sent home the horses and the rodeo clowns. I wrote this song right after I found out all my shows were canceled. And it's like I'm still on that tightrope. I'm still trying everything to get you laughing at me. So it's like I realize here I am writing all this music, still trying, and I know I have an excuse to sit back and not do something, but I'm not, and I can't, and I don't know why that is.
But that's what makes it, to me, a great piece of pandemic time work, is that it's not about the pandemic, it's about the experience of what happens to an artist when you're living through a pandemic.
Yeah, you start there, you start
your dream.
Yep.
Okay, so very valuable few minutes there, talking about what it's like to be a celebrity and feeling like you have to entertain people, shine on people, but the life of the party will still go on. If that Mirrorball drops, for example, people will still continue to dance, but it's your job to try to reinvent yourself. And then just talking about how, the pandemic, I guess this album was really a product of the pandemic, or at least, Taylor had more time on her hands to sit down and write some of these songs that she'd always wanted to hammer out for years and years. And they're being released or they were released to great success. But they're very intimate. All right, let's jump into the song. Okay, so a Mirrorball, again, sort of like a disco ball. Every single, a little piece of glass reflects different parts of yourself. Light hits it differently, and you're someone else you're someone completely different to different people in your lives, right? People view you differently depending on the light that's shown on you. You're different at work. You're different with certain friend groups, your relationships, exes. And in the public eye, of course, you're of course different.
I'll get you out on the floor, shimmering beautiful, and then I'll break it in a million pieces. Hush, when no one is around, my dear, you'll find me on my tallest tiptoes, spinning in my highest heels, love, shining just for you.
Okay, so speaking to the idea that when no one's watching and it's just me and you, I'm my happiest, or I'm my true self. I'm dancing on my tiptoes. This is me in my, purest form, right? The form that I only show to myself, or maybe to one other person in life. And it's true. When you're by yourself or you're away from the public eye, in Taylor's case, you can perhaps let your guard down and be someone that's more ingrained in your actual essence. Like you are that person, and you're not trying to adapt or show different colors to other people and force things. Force an impression on someone else.
I know they said the end is near, but I'm still on my tallest tiptoes.
Voice sounds great.
Spinning in my highest heels, love, shining just for you. I want you to know I'm a miracle. I can change everything about me to fit in.
There you go.
I'm not like the regulars, the masquerade revelers.
I at a masquerade ball, you typically have a mask on, you know, you're in disguise, you can be someone else for that night, but you're not that person, right?
Drunk as they watch my shadow edges glisten.
I've been hurt before.
Hush, when no one is around, my dear. You'll find me on my tallest tiptoes, spinning in my highest heels, love,
It's a nice song.
shining just for you. Hush, I know they said the end is near, but I'm still on my tallest tiptoes.
I love that.
Spinning in my highest heels, love, shining just for you. And they called up the circus, bring the disco down, when they sent home the horses and the rodeo clowns.
Okay, so again, coming back to this idea of the circus, you know, getting away from all the clowns in her life, or the clowns that have caused her so much grief. People she has to put up fronts with, people she has to fight in the public spectacle. That's not who she wants to be, right? She wants to be releasing great music and appealing to her fans, and oftentimes so much of her time is probably spent combating, you know, negative comments, and yeah.
I'm still on that tightrope, I'm still trying everything to get you laughing at me.
Again, like forcing herself. She feels like she's on this delicate tightrope, and hey, look at me, I'm the clown, come laugh at me. In reality, no one wants that. No one wants that.
And I'm still a believer, but I don't know why. I've never been natural, all I do is try. I'm still on that trapeze, I'm still trying everything to keep you looking at me.
Nice intonation there.
I'm a mirrorball, I'm a mirrorball. I'll show you every version
This is really nice.
of yourself tonight.
Also, take a second there. What a beautiful setting. Couldn't think of a better place to write some or perform some of these songs. Yet again, you know, I just feel like Taylor's sort of pouring her heart out on these tracks, and giving people something different to look at. Giving some of her fans that have known her for so many albums up to this something different to look at. You know, commentary on how she's feeling at the time, and you know, the gravity of being in the spotlight for that long, and feeling you have to adapt to people's needs and to put on fronts. And you know, a mirror ball must feel so lonely, just spinning there for the entertainment of others, you know, casting down pretty lights and shapes, but no one actually appreciates that there. They're off, you know, gallivanting around the party or the disco or wherever they are. Lovely song. Voice sounded incredible. I will continue with folklore. I'm chugging my way along. Make sure to check out my Patreon. Please consider subscribing, liking this, and commenting. Give me some feedback. I know I'm wrong a lot of the times because, you know, again, going in blind, but I think that's part of the fun of these. So I'll see you for the next reaction. Cheers.